Okay. So for today, ada Abdul Rahman. Jap, saya tengok jap. Abdul Rahman. Okay. Okay, so today we try to cover last chapter. Not second last, but the last chapter. They will ask you to answer the final question. So we don't have any question related to last chapter. So this week we try to finish second last chapter. Okay, still in frequency response. But this method, okay, method we need to answer the final question. Okay, so based on the frequency response, what we have done ataupun what we have cover night quiz. Okay, night quiz to draw the frequency domain, and then to identify our gain margin and phase margin. Okay, and also we have another figure ataupun block diagram. We call bode diagram. Bode, B-O-D-E, bode diagram. The graph paper we use in bode diagram, we need have the semi-log graph. This is the example of semi-log graph. Ada lagi kawan datang? Okay, semi-log graph. So this is the semi-log graph. So nak tak nak kita kena buat jugalah. Okay. Okay. So night quiz buang. Maksudnya no need to refresh on the final. They won't ask you to draw night quiz again, but they will ask you to draw root locus again. Okay. So now I hope you need to prepare at least 3 major point and major topic where you need to study hard or study smart for the first question in the final control where we concentrate on the modeling. Okay, modeling and Mason. So don't go to the manipulation system. You just concentrate on the Mason, and then to draw the block diagram by using your mathematic modeling. The second one is you need to remember all the formula for the second order system. Okay, they will ask you to find the zeta, peak 1, peak 2, selling time, and so on, rise time, and so any related to the second order. So this is the question 2. Question 3 is the root locus. So root locus comparison between test 2 and final is just on the final you need concentrate on the looking for the k, the value of k. So they given us the zeta, and then you need to calculate the beta angle. From the beta angle, once they pass to the intersection line of our root, and then you will get the W and natural frequency and so on. So very straightforward. And the last question is related to this lecture hari ni lah. Okay, hari ni kita nak come up with the concept of the board diagram. Okay. So jadi kita nak study ni Okay, so this is the semi-log graph. If you can see here, okay, we have to draw 2 graph in one paper. So means you need after this, okay, try to come up with more exercise, 2 or 3 exercise. You definitely familiar on the block diagram basically. So if you can see here, this table ataupun this graph, they will show us some partition, means some section. So we have section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4 and section 5. It's very small line basically, tak boleh ni, tapi tak apa, dengar dulu you will listen first before I try to explain. Sekejap, tak apa, biar dulu. So in term of this 5 section, we call circle. Nah, kita ada kita. This is one cycle, second cycle, third cycle and so on. So sama So every cycle, okay, dia gain 10. Maksudnya dia akan ganda 10. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 10. Okay, they will repeat again as a 1. Okay, 2, 3 until 10 and 1 until 10, 1 until 10. So in this one graph, okay, this is one graph paper. In this chapter, you need to divide by two category graph where we need to plot gain graph, and then on the bottom, okay, you need to draw phase graph. So in one graph, you need to draw two lines, where is one line is representing as the gain and one line is representing as the phase. So compared to Nyquist, you combine, you have gain and you have phase. You just come up with one line. But both diagram, they will separate where they will separately, okay, gain and phase. Okay, never mind. Nanti kita akan lihat. I will show you how to do this. Okay. Alright. So before we start ataupun we come up with the diagram, so the important thing is you need to understand the concept. Okay, concept. Concept. Okay. Okay. Kalau apa-apa soalan ni awak tanya ni tau. Okay, mana yang saya boleh bantu, saya bantu. Okay. So our topic today is we need to concentrate on the board diagram, board diagram. Okay, board diagram. Okay, so in board diagram also we have the gain and phase. Okay, basically, so if you can see, okay, saya tunjuk. Kalau lah kita boleh lihat, so if we have, kalau kita sini, kalau kita lihat, okay, this is the standard of the apa dia panggil, first order system. So if we try to change to the frequency response, so we have 1 plus t j omega, okay, because of we need to change to j omega as the frequency response. So ni tak ada masalah, I think everybody know this. And then for the gain, so we know gain, okay, I know you are good student, then you will get this t omega, right? Okay, so if we have phase, you will get, okay, t omega. Okay, this is what we have standard of frequency response. Okay, by using both diagram, so we still use this form standard gain, but because of we draw ataupun we come out the diagram in semi-log graph, so the formula is a little bit change, because we are using the semi-log graph, so we need to involve the semi-log formula. So we have this, okay, still this formula, still this procedure, but we only use ataupun we add dB, decibel. We are involved in decibel now. So dB, so we have 20 log kita punya, we have our system. So we have omega square. This is. But for the phase, we same. Maksudnya we continue, we following as what we learned before. But the gain, we only add dB equal to, we just multiply by 20 log to our system. So this is very important. Kalau kita kena lihat kat sini lah. So it's very important. Ada apa-apa soalan tak dekat sini before we go through the next concept ataupun further study on board diagram before we draw the block diagram, board diagram?
Tak ada lagi, Doktor.
Tak ada okay. Alright, so jadi kita kena lihat kat sini. So jadi kita akan pakai ni je, awak tengok betul-betul. Kalau katalah board diagram, just add to 20 log our multiply by our system. So the phase is same what we did in Nyquist. Okay, so before we go through the sketching on block diagram, so we have the not formula. This is the standard form of the board diagram, board diagram. So we still have the integrator, we have the integration, and we have the differentiation and so on. So tak ada masalah. So I will try to explain to you first. Okay, sekejap okay. So if we have, okay, our system is the integrator. So first concept, integrator. Apa? Integrator. Okay, kita buat color lain lah. Okay, integrator. So integrator, okay, everybody know kita ada GS equal to 1 over S. So if we try to concentrate on frequency response, we have 1 over J omega. Okay, so if we have the gain of this integrator, okay, you will get 1 over omega. Okay, tak ada masalah. But okay, if we concentrate on the board diagram, so we need to have the Dn, okay, we have dB, decibel, and we have 20 log 1 over omega. So where, okay, tak payah bukan equal, bukan, where we have 20 log omega minus 1 is equal to negative log omega. Okay, kena ingat ni. So jadi apa lagi? Kita ada phase. Phase kita adalah berapa? Kalau integrator, our phase, this kind of integrator is negative 90. Okay. So jadi, okay, for in term of diagram in this integrator, okay, kita kena ingat, okay, kena hati-hati. So this is our dipanggil board figure. So on the board figure, okay, we have the y-axis is represent as the gain. X-axis is represent as omega. Okay, so nanti saya akan terang lebih detail. I will explain you detail on this how to sketch this. But okay, as far we need, okay, we should know we have two axes. One is represent as gain, one is represent as omega. Okay, in integrator, okay, the line of the shape of the integrator in board diagram, we need to intersection at 1. Nak warna apa hijau? Okay, at 1 So 1, okay, so it will go so until start from 0. Hopefully ambil pembaris ni tak boleh. So it will go to, this is omega equal to 1, and this gradient, okay, we have gradient here, keturunan is equal to 20 dB over decade, whole cycle, decade. Allah, salah, sorry nah. Decade, decade, okay, per line per cycle. Okay, this is the concept of integrator. So once we have the integrator, So okay, the phase is never mind, negative 90, and then the integrator shape ataupun integrator line, the concept of the integrator line, it will go to negative negative gradient, where the value of gradient is negative 20, and it will go to passing at the omega equal to 1. This is the integrator. Kena ingat, maksudnya kalau integrator 1 over S, this is the first concept. Because of what? Because of our system, it will combine with subsystem. So maybe we have in term of one system, it will can divide by several subsystem, like what we did in Nyquist. Maybe we have G1, G2, G3. So every G1, G2, G3, they have their own principle, or they have their own concept. Okay. Alright, so this is the integrator. Okay, selesai benda tu. So we go to the differentiator. Okay, kita akan tengok differentiator. Number 2. Differentiator. So we have in differentiator is GS is equal to S. Okay, so we refer to the frequency response. So kita ada frequency response. So we have J omega, and definitely for the gain we have omega. Okay, so for the phase of this 90, betul? So jadi kita ada, based on the Bode diagram, we need to involve the decibel. So we have decibel, and we have 20 log omega. Okay, so this is the concept of differentiation. Okay, differentiator. So one differentiator. Okay, our concept of the semi-log on the block diagram. So we have, this is the axis of G, this is of the x-axis is represent as omega frequency, and then the line of the differentiator adalah, it will cross to at 1. Still omega is equal to 1, but the gradient of line is 20 dB over dekat. Okay, so tak ada beza lah, bukan beza pun, maksudnya beza plus minus saja. So kalau 1 over S, dia akan berkecerunan, it will gradient to negative 20. Kalau untuk differentiator ni adalah plus 20, so it will cross to at 1 juga. Okay, itu adalah differentiator ataupun kita punya differentiator ataupun digunakan integrator. Okay, kita ada satu lagi. So kita ada dua atau satu lagi. So we also concentrate on another one, first order lag, and also we have the so we have first order lag. Okay. Kalau kita ada, if we have example, another one, we have this case. Kita ada dua case lah. Kita ada one is 1 over campur TS. Okay. And another one, we have S equal to 1 plus TS. So we have two case. But we call apa? LED. Okay. Okay. Kita ada yang jenis ni dan ada jenis ni. They have two kind of this subsystem. So if we can see here, kalau kita lihat dekat sini, if we have an the first case, we have, apa yang kita buat adalah, it doesn't matter, kita dah tahu, we have known this, and we have, if we looking for the phase, easy because of negative tangent So T omega. Okay. But in term of the gain, kalau kita tengok dekat sini gain, kita ada apa? Kita ada J omega gain is 1 over 1 plus T omega square. So jadi the gain of the both diagram, kita ada dB. So kita ada 20 log 1 plus T omega kuasa 2 negatif 1/2. Saya bawa naik atas. So it will go to, ataupun it will go negative 10 log 1 campur T omega kuasa 2. Okay. Ini adalah, this is the system. Okay. So how it, how it's the standard of this line if we have 1 over Ts. So we have omega, we have G gain. Okay, kalau kita lihat kat sini, okay, break point, they have we call break point ataupun intersection point. Okay, ataupun sudut yang nak ke arah tu. Kalau kita lihat sini, if you can see here, we have differentiator is the we have crossing line is at 1. Okay, break point there sama juga 1, but the gradient is positive. But we have integrator, still we have break point ataupun intersection crossing point is 1. But here, if you can see, kalau kita ada, if we have 1 over 1 Ts, so the break point is, okay, the break point is, apa ni? The break point is, saya buat color orange. The break point is represent as omega is 1 over T. So it will go, first it will go straight line, start from 0 until break point 1 over T. Maybe, for example, if we have T is 0.2, so means our omega is 1 over 0.2, it will get 5, right? So here is 5, it will go to here. Kita akan buat macam ni. So where the gradient is negative 20 dB over decad. So we have this, and our phase in this case same, sama ni, this is our phase, tak ada masalah, same. So we have negative inverse T omega. Okay, this is the 1 over Ts. If we have, kalau kita ada, so we have the category of S equal to 1 for Ts. So now convert to the frequency. Kita ada T J omega, and we have gain same. So we have 1 plus T omega kuasa 2. Okay, and we have phase same, positive. Okay, because of 1 over 1 plus Ts. Then we have gain for the both. So we need to add dB, and we need to add log 20 log. So we have 1 plus T omega kuasa 2 1 over 2, and we will get 10 log. This is just theoretical saja. Theoretical kuasa 2. Okay, that's it. Sit. Okay. So macam mana dia lukisan dia? How the concept line this 1 plus Ts look like. Jadi kalau kita lihat kat sini, we have two axis standard. We have x axis is represent omega, y axis is represent as gain. So apa kita nak buat? So we have this, and we have breakpoint same. The breakpoint is equal to omega 1 plus T, 1 over T. So kita lihat lah, we need to identify our value T to, okay, to define S or omega bila kita nak lukis. So from here, okay, this kind of system, it will look like, we'll start from 0 until we have breakpoint or closing point 1/t. So it will go to somewhere macam ni with gradient. With gradient, kena ingat tu, with gradient, but this gradient is 20 dB over dekat. Okay, kita ada 4. We have four category subsystem where we have 1/s, okay, s 1/1 plus ts, and also we have 1 plus ts. So 4 ni kena tengok, you need to sure, okay, where is this which one the concept of the strategy on the system ataupun the procedure to draw in our board diagram. So kita akan tengok daripada 4 ni, kita tengok kat mana dia berada. Okay, ada soalan tak?
Ya. Phase dia negatif ke memang positif?
Phase, okay. Phase dia positif sebabnya akar atas. Dia positif. Kalau 1/s, phase dia kat negatif. Kan dulu kan naik quiz, ingat lagi tak naik quiz? So kalau 1/, ni kita tak ada negatif. So we have positive tangent inverse T omega. But 1/t, we have negative tangent inverse T omega. Tu je beza dia. Boleh? Ada masuk tak? Ada. Aduh, tadi kau dah masuk ke? Okey, tak apa. Ada lagi soalan tak? Ada tak soalan? Apa lagi? Sekejap. Okey. Boleh Okey, so sama. Nanti dia akan bagilah. Okay, for example, we have this kind of system. Okay, S plus 1 and maybe S plus 10. Okay, so from here, we can divide by G1 multiplied by G2 multiplied by G3. Sebenarnya. So in this in this block diagram, okay, if you can see, okay, you only to come up with the gain, and also same, you need to come up with the phase. Okay, on the table, okay, how to draw the board. Okay, you just prepare only 2 line, I think 2 column where mana kolom okay, tak apa. So we have 2 column where column column omega and column phase, column phase. Sebab apa? Because of 1 of omega, okay, we have 1 line. Maksudnya dalam in one graph, we have 2 line to represent. One represent as the gain based on omega. One line is represent as the phase. Okay, kita tengok contoh. We try to look the first basic question. Okay, so saya tengok sini. Sekejap. Okay, saya tunjuk sikit mana dia. Jangan tengok ni lagi. Okay, tengok ni dulu. Okay, ni kalau boleh, if you have kalau ada masa, buatlah sama-sama. Jadi bila buat sama-sama tu, nanti awak akan ada satu feel untuk come up with more understanding on how to write ataupun how to draw board diagram. Kalau lihat macam ni saja, confirm 2-3 jam awak akan lupa balik. Okay, so tak apa kalau tak, if you don't write in the semi-glock, at least you write to something on the paper lah. Maksudnya kena lukis, boleh tengok. Okay, at least boleh tahu. Sebab benda ni dia agak senang, tapi agak macam dia is very straightforward to to draw, very straightforward because they only need the breakpoint and phase. Okay, from these two you can draw easily based on your G, your subsystem. Okay, but after you finish, okay, to write ataupun to draw the line, you need to combine. This is very important. This is very difficult. To combine what? Combine ingredient. Kita nak combine kecerunan tu yang agak susah. Okay, tak apa, biar dulu, nanti kita tengok. Okay, now this is our system. So kalau ada apa-apa soalan, tanya tahu. Okay, this is our system. So now they will present as the GS equal to 10 over S plus 2. Okay, this is our system. So from here, we come up with the first order system. So if first order system, we need to divide by 2 all because we need have 1 plus TS. So from here 5 over 0.5 S plus 1. So this is represent as first order system. Okay. So if we can see here, we only have 1G. Okay. 1G, 2G, yeah. So 2G. 1G is G1 is represent as the gain, and another system is represent as 1 over 1 TS. 1 TS. So we have two subsystem here. So this is our whole system. 5 over 0.5 S plus 1. So from this system, we can divide by 2. 1 is represent as a gain. Okay, 1 represent as our system, subsystem, where our subsystem is 1 over 1 plus TS. So here. So from here, very straightforward for the gain because of we have the value. So we have 5 and then convert to the dB. So we just multiply by 20 log 5, we will get 13.98. Okay, this is the value of gain for G1. So for the phase G1, because of this gain, so the phase is 0. Kita tak ada. We don't have any phase. The angle of the gain, angle of the value of gain. Okay. For G2 kita ada because of 1 over 1 plus TS. So from here, okay, we have here 1 plus root of 1 plus 0.5 omega square. So kita dah dapat ni. So we just come out with the common formula, okay, where we have negative 10 log 1 plus 0.5 omega square. So for the phase, so the phase is negative tangent, okay, negative tangent inverse 0.5 omega. Okay, so now we know that our breakpoint or our closing point, okay, in this case is 1 over t. So our t is 0.5. So means that our breakpoint ataupun closing point we have 2. Alright. So selesai. So finish this. So you will get 1 mark. You will get 1 mark. Okay. So in term of the combination of the phase, because of we need to add, okay, we need to summation of all the subsystem are related to in one system. So we need to consider the angle of the phase. So from here, okay, we have omega and we have the phase. So for the phase, we don't have any problem because we only have two subsystems, G1, G2. G1 is 0 because of gain. But for the G2 is we have 1 over 1 plus TS. So we have this. Okay, for the omega, you need to try and error, or you need to suggest several value, okay, to help you to come up with the line. Okay, in the test 2, they given us the omega, but the final they won't give you the nilai omega. You need to suggest by yourself. Okay, so don't take many value You just come up with 7 or 8 value to help to sketch on on this line phase and gain gain. So for the omega, we start at 0 and then we try come up with 0.1 and so on. So it depends. Okay, so maybe you can put the omega to related on our breakpoint or crossing point. So we have 2 here compulsory. So the rest of the value you can suggest any value you want. Okay, tak apa. So nanti apa-apa tanya dia. So from here you substitute all this value, okay, the value into the here, and then you will get the angle. Okay, so now we looking for the sketching on the block diagram. So we have 2 here. We have 2 line where is one line is represent as gain. One line is represent is lag graph 1 over 0.5 s plus 1. Okay, kita dah buat ni. So now this is saya kecilkan. Okay, saya kecilkan lagi. Okay, this is what you need to draw in this paper, in this semi-log graph. So remember you need to draw 2 line in one graph. One line represent as the gain, one line is represent as the phase. So kena hati-hati. So be careful and then you need to divide by 2. Okay, kena balance lah benda ni. Tak apa, sekarang mungkin tak balance, nanti second example, third example, you will familiar on this kind of problem. Okay, so now, okay, I have explained you before. We have y-axis is represent as gain. The x-axis, okay, the first figure is represent as we call gain figure. Gain figure is at y represent is number value of gain. The x line is represent is omega. Ni omega tau. Okay, omega. Okay. The second figure it represent as the phase. Phase. Okay. In term of the value ni, value gain ni, okay, 1 cm or 1 unit you can use as the 20. So unit gain 20. Value is 20. You also can use 40. You also can use 60. But for the basic, we just assume as 20. So every unit is represent as 20. So 20, 40, 60 and so on. So in the negative side, we have negative 20, 40 and sama. Tak ada masalah. Okay. In term of omega, it's same with the phase and also gain. Okay. Omega, here omega, this is line X is represent as omega. Okay. Omega, we not start at 0. Kita tak boleh start at 0 because omega, okay, omega is representing as the frequency. So kita come out with start from 0. It depend. But this example, okay, this example, we start at 0.1 as the starting point. And the second one, it become to 1. The second point, recycle, we start at 10. So because of this is gain, maksudnya kita ganda. The one cycle is represent as the 10. One cycle is represent as 10. Okay, if you can see here, if we can start, when we start at 0.1, okay, so the second point ataupun second layer here, it represent as 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So jadi kita ada 3 cycle. One cycle it represent 10 times. Saya benda tu lah terpaksa juga. Nak tak nak memang buat benda ni lah. So kalau if, okay, apa kita nak, why, okay, why, how we should, we select this omega. Kita akan lihat kat sini. For in this case, okay, kalau kita lihat our simple case, example, this case 1. So, the closing point or break point is equal to 2. Jadi 2. Jadi bermaksud 2. 2 bermaksud kat sini, dia akan turun kepada 2. Bila dia turun kepada 2, okay, dia akan pecah kepada 2. So try to make a balance. Try to make a balance. Okay, make to the balance. Left and right, bagi dia center. Jadi maksudnya kalau 2 dekat sini lah. Kalau you letak dekat sini, if we can put omega is 1 here, so mean we have 1, 10, 100 and 1000 here. So the break point is come to here. Boleh juga tapi terlalu ke tepi sangat. Maksudnya it close to this side. Nanti kita nak kira lagi kat sini. Susah. It's very difficult to find this answer. Sebab apa? Once we have this line and also we have this line, we need to combine one line to get phase margin and then one line to get gain margin, because these two lines we can combine together to get the value of phase margin and gain margin. Okay, refer to the Nyquist, we only have one line, and one line we can use that line to represent ataupun to define gain margin and phase margin. But in both diagram, you need to have two lines. Okay, if you have two lines, gain margin and phase margin, then you can get the phase margin and gain margin. Kalau buat satu line, if you just have one line, they're not enough. Then they don't have any information to get the value of phase margin and gain margin. Nah, fikir dulu. Okay, tak apa. Nanti tengok dulu. Okay, now kita nak lukis ni. Ada apa-apa soalan tak yang ni kat sini? You have any question tak kelas? Ada soalan tak? Apa-apa? Okay, tak ada. Allah. Tidak. Kelas, ada soalan tak? Tengah makan ke? Diam je ni.
Okey lagi doktor.
Boleh lagi. Taufik mana lagi? Amin apa? Bukan Amin. Okay, betul lah Okay, so jadi kita nak buat ni. Sekarang kita we need to concentrate one by one. So G1 we know that. Okay, sekarang G1 is represent as 13.98 tau. So jadi this is one line. We have two line here. One line is represent as G1, one line is represent as G2. Okay, so now G1. So kita buat G1. So now from here you will get this G1. Okay, carilah because of one unit is represent as 20. So this, okay, the gain G1 is represent as value 13.98. So equal to 14. So jadi carilah 14. So one unit is represent as berapa line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So 10. So kita buatlah lebih kurang dalam 2 line is represent as 2 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 14 lah. Sini lah. So jadi gariskan. So once you make a line by ruler, you will mention as this line is represent as G1. Okay, faham tak yang ni? Right? So ni adalah present, kita nak buat line G1. Okay, so G2 kita dah tahu dah. We have the G2 is breakpoint at 2. So we have 1, 2. So it will go to negative gradient 20. So bila 20 kat sini, apa kita buat adalah kita ambil dekat 2 kat sini. We have 2 and then we have negative 20. Cari je 2, 1 cycle is 20. So 2 to 20 is 1 cycle. So kita ambil point ni to point ni and then we have go to negative 20 here. So it will go to here, ambil pembaris, dia akan jadi macam ni. So dia akan jadi tip macam tu. Kita nak dia kecerunan negatif 20. Kita dah tahu dah setiap kotak ni negatif 20. Okay. Gradient dia adalah, okay, the gradient is negative 20 dB over decade. Decade mean over cycle. So this is one cycle. But, okay, kena lihat. Their breakpoint is at 2, not 1. So their breakpoint at 2. So our cycle of 2 is 20. So we have 2 until 20. So tanpa 20 kat sini. Sini ke sini adalah satu cycle. So one cycle finish and then go to negative 20. So negative 20 kita akan ambil lah berapa tinggi dia 20 kat sini. So ambil kat sini, ambil pembaris. So layan. So this is G2. So we have two line G1 and G2. Okay, ada soalan? Tapi ada soalan? Siapa lagi ni?
Doktor boleh ulang balik tak bahagian yang dia keluar daripada garisan tu?
Garisan tu adalah macam ni. Garisan tu adalah satu, garisan tu kita akan sentiasa ambil 1/. Okay, 1/. Kalau contoh kes kita ni adalah TW. T kita tu 0.5. Jadi titik pecah dia adalah 1/. Jadi kita dapat 2. Okay, tetapi apa? Tetapi dia ada 4 konsep dia. Satu konsep adalah integrator. Integrator ni titik pecah dia memang 1. Tapi berkecurunan negatif 20. Nanti awak akan tengok. Okay, jadi dia ada satu lagi differentiator ni. Differentiator ni dia adalah titik pecah dia memang common dia 1. 1 tapi gradient positif. Awak ingat 2 ni. Maksudnya ingat salah satu pun cukup. Okay, so ni 2 ni penting. Jadi bila ada keadaan selalu yang akan ada macam ni. Ini. So yang kita belajar tadi tu lah. 1 over 1 campur S. So bila titik pecah je kita akan ambil nilai 1/T ni. So ni akan lagi pecah. Kalau 1/1 campur TS, dia akan ke bawah. Maksudnya dia akan negatif. Kalau 1 campur TS, dia akan ke atas. Tapi titik pecah dia tetap 1/T. Boleh?
Boleh doktor, boleh.
Okey, baik. So jadi kita dah dapat dah 2. Okay, kita nak dapat. Ya.
Dia memang akan cross dekat 20
Dia memang cross dekat 20. Dia cross dekat 20. Maksudnya dia macam ni. Keturunan ni apa-apa semua sistem, all the system are related to our control. Okay. By sketching on the board diagram, the gradient negative 20. Mesti every single subsystem the gradient is compulsory negative 20 dB per decade. Boleh? Okay, tak apa, nanti awak tengok lagi sebab ni baru nampak 2 ni ya. Nanti kita akan jumpa 2 lagi, satu lagi line. Okay, tak apa, tunggu dulu nanti awak akan nampak sekejap lagi insyaAllah. Okay, sekarang ni macam ni. We have 2 line here in this case. So one line is represent again, one line is represent as system because of we have 1 over 1 TS. So 1 over TS ni bila dia nak pecah is 1 plus 1 over T. So 1 over T is 1 over 0.5. So we have 2. So macam mana nak buat line ni? Line ni kecurunan standard untuk adalah negative 20. Negative 20 negative 20. So negative 20. Okay. Negative 20 dekat mana nak cari? Sebab dia per decade because of one cycle, per cycle. Our point start at 2. So our cycle 2 and start from 2 until 20. It come to one cycle. So this is 20. 2 to 20. If our breakpoint is let's say 4. 2, 3, 4. Katalah 4. So our cycle is 40. So jadi kita ambil 4 kat sini, 40, 20, 30, 40. So this is our cycle. So okay, negative 20. So ambil negative 20 ni bawa pergi sini. So sini nanti awak akan boleh tanda. Dapatlah. So this case we have 2 until 20 and then we have negative 20. So it will represent as gradient negative 20 over decade. Okay, selesai benda ni. So apa kita nak buat ni? Awak tengok dulu. Jadi sekarang if in two diagram, in two line, we need to combine. Kita nak combine ni. Kita nak combine. Jadi nak combine macam mana? Sebab kita nak kena multiply benda ni. Multiply kan? Okay. Jadi sekarang ni kita ada G1, G2. Kita nak gainkan dia. So kita nak multiply lah. So apa yang nak buat adalah kita ada dua garisan. So garisan yang pertama ni dia tak ada masalah. Dia highest because of dia multiply. Dia gain. So yang kedua ni adalah dia tak ada apa. Dia hanya follow the concept. Start from 0 and then they will break up at 2 and then gradient is negative 20. So we need to combine. So now we combine G2. G2 need to combine G1. So G2 ni daripada kosong, kita upkan dia kepada G1. So dia akan naik. Ni garisan sini 0.1 until 2 it will move to here. Maksudnya dia akan move kepada gain dia. Jadi kali ni dapat ni ya. So dapat ni kali. Sampai sini, okay, from here, okay, dia gradient is must have negative 20. Awak kena kira sikit lah. Negative 20 to dekat. So ambil kat sini carilah gradient 20. So sekarang ni 40. 14 kan. So 14 kita tambah lagi. Sorry. Kita tambah lagi 4, kita tambah lagi apa? 4 kan? 3 line lagi untuk nak dapatkan 6 je 20. So sekarang we have 14 here. So add more 3 sampai sini lah. So jadi one cycle ambil garis dekat sini pergi sampai sini. So nanti baru garis. Nanti awak akan dapat macam ni. So jadi ni kita kena combine. How many line we have involved in this system, we need to add. Kalau naik quiz dulu, awak dah buat siap-siap. You multiply every gain and then you get 1 point. And then you will get phase and then you get the point to get a line. But in both diagram, you need to come out with line by line and then combine line by line. Their combination is like campur je. Maksudnya dia macam kita nak campur gradient lah sebenarnya. Kita nak campur kecerunan. Sekarang ni kecerunan dekat sini kosong. Yang ni tu pun kosong tapi disebabkan ni gain. Jadi kita kena bawa dia ke atas. Gain. So bila sampai dekat sini kita tak nak kena ikut negatif 20 dB per decade. So jadi kita kena ikut selari. So semua shift. Semua benda ni shift kepada 14. So semua naik. So jadi awak tak ada masalah lah. Awak naik je ni, ambil pemaris, gariskan. Ni adalah untuk total of the gain of this system. So because of we have only 2 gain. One gain is represent as G1. One gain is represent as G2. So this is the total of gain. 2 gain here. So what happen in our phase. Bila kita dah selesai ni, kita kena buat phase. Phase ni kalau kita lihat kat sini, this is our phase. Okay, this is our phase. Okay, kita dah masuk dah nilai omega ni dalam ni. So kita pun masuk semua ni. So kita dapatlah value of gain. So masuk kat sini. So when you selesai benda ni, you come out with this. You akan masuk lah. So this, this apa dipanggil skill depend on kita sendiri, ourselves lah. You maybe one skill as represent as negative 45 ke 15 ke, kena hati-hati. Don't make one skill as negative 10. Tak boleh. Sebab nanti kita punya our graph not enough. Tak boleh lah sampai sini nanti kan, lebih tak boleh. So langkah-langkah sikit. So maybe negative 80 ke kan. So one skill is represent is 80 ataupun 100 ke, depend on the exercise. Kalau in this case they make one skill is represent as 45. So kena kira lah 45 tu berapa setiap kotak kecil-kecil ni kan. So anggap je lah. So nanti awak akan dapat ni. So ni this is follow the gain, follow the phase. Then kita akan dapat ni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So jadi kita lukis lah untuk buatlah make it align based on our phase. So we have this we have this kind of line of gain, and then we have kind of this line of phase margin. So this is the first example. So we have only 2G, 1G represent as gain, 1G represent as G2. G2. So we need to combine. Ada soalan tak yang ni? Ya, ada soalan tak?
G2 tu kena tunjuk juga ke doktor?
Ya, kena tunjuk. Yang tu semua markah. You have mark every line you will get half mark. So kalau kita ada 2 line kat sini, kita dah ada half mark, 1 and then half. We have half 1 and half. So 1 and half masuk kat sini. So you have show the line of the face is 1 and half. So we have 3 mark for the line, and then you need to find the face margin and gain margin, and then the total. Normally for in the graph itself, it represent as 7 mark. For the theoretical, for the mathematic, for the mathematic schedule and the derivation of gain and phase, they will basically 3 mark. So you have 10 mark every question. So please try to come out with line by line. Kena buat. Nanti last kali baru nak combine. Combine ni last ni tak ada. Saya tahu sebab benda ni agak terlalu theoretical, more theoretical, because outside you are not going to draw this by manually. You will draw by MATLAB ataupun any software. Tapi as an engineer, you should know ni. Tak boleh nak buat apa-apa, you cannot run away. Because some cases kalau they will give you the final sketching, at least kat situ dah you boleh baca sebab you have the concept theoretical dah ada. So you dah tahu kat mana benda tu berlaku dan sebagainya lah. Okay, so kita dah selesai ni. Kita tengok contoh. Kita tengok satu lagi. We have one another example. Okay, kalau kita lihat kat sini, sekejap. This is second example. You can see here, we have 10, 1 over S plus 2. So from here, we definitely you can suggest 3 system. So one system is represent as gain, one system is represent as 1 over S, one subsystem is represent as 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 0.5S. So macam yang tadi itulah, cuma dia tambah je 1 over S kat sini. Okay, kalau kita lihat kat sini, kita ada 3 sistem. Sistem pertama tak ada masalah. We don't have any problem because they only have one straight line. Aja satu je line. Phase tak ada masalah. Phase 0 because of gain. The second subsystem, we have 1 over S. Yes, because of our gain is 1 over omega, but our gain in dB is negative 20 log omega. So we have phase is negative 90. So bila kita nampak je 1 per S kat sini, kita dah boleh bayangkan, we can imagine if we have 1 over S is our concept of integrator is like this. Maksudnya dia akan pintas pada 1 pada kecurunan negatif 20. So jadi tak ada masalah. Jadi dia akan pintas. Our breakpoint is always 1 integrator. Okay. So jadi sekarang kita dah buat. Tak ada masalah. So from this G3 sama macam tadi. It's like what we did just now. Kita dah okay. So tak boleh. Okay, tak apa. So jadi kenapa tak boleh? Tak boleh. Okay. Alright. Okay, ni sama. Tak ada masalah. So 1, 2, 3. Ada apa-apa soalan tak kat sini? So you have 1 mark here, 1 mark here, 1 mark here. Ada soalan?
Tak ada soalan, doktor.
Tak ada, baik. Okay, so dah selesai benda ni. You need to come out with phase. Phase ni sebab kita ada only 2, we have 3 system, but the angle ataupun phase are involved only 2 because this is the only constant. Constant tak ada apa, 0. So we only concentrate on phase G2 and G3. So kita kena selesaikan lah. So in term of the omega, you need to suggest, okay. And then include the breakpoint as well. Breakpoint 2, so you should put 2 here, and then the rest of the value you need to suggest anything you want. Okay, jadi kita dah masuk dah, and then you include okay, substitute all the value of omega, then you will get the angle of this summation system. Okay, summation system ni dah dapat selesai. So this is a complete for the calculation analysis. So now we go to our diagram. So kata kita nak buat diagram kita. Okay, so sekarang ni kita nak buat diagram. Okay, so now okay, our diagram. So we need to divide by 2. One is the gain, one is the phase. So kalau kita lihat ke sini tak ada masalah because of our breakpoint is 1. Another one is 2. So dia a middle. Jadi selesai lah, kita tak nak buat ujung sangat. Okay, so now for the safety, okay, we put a middle of this graph, and then usually we use omega 0.1, 1, 10 and 100. So okay lah, mean acceptable lah, maksudnya negative 0.1 here, 1, 10 and 100 here. Okay, selesai. So now we have 3 line. So one line is represent as gain. So kita ambil lah 14. So ambil 14, ambil pembaris, gariskan. So you will get this. Mana? Okay, ni dah selesai dah. So you ambil ni, and then mark as a G1. So this is mark that you have mark here, then half mark. Okay, so now G2 we know. Okay, G2 is represent the cross line is 1, but the gradient is negative 20. So dia akan pergi ke sini kan, tak ada masalah, sebab you have 1 and 10 is 1 cycle, negative 20 here. So ambil pembaris, ambil sini pembaris, you layan saja, you will get this. Ni, you will get this. Ni adalah G2. Okay, kita nak negative 20, tak ada masalah. Per cycle, per decade. Mean 1 and positive, 1 and 10 is 1 cycle. Negative 20. So ambil negative 20 ni, kebetulan kita punya every scale is negative 20. So here, and then you will go sini, G2. Okay. So G3 macam tadi. So G3 it go to 2. Okay, breakpoint 2 and the gradient is negative 20. So 2, our cycle 2 until 20 is 1 cycle, and then go to negative 2 here. So jadi gariskan, nanti awak akan dapat ni. Ni, this is G3. So you have G1, G2, G3. Tahu? Okay. Alright, ada soalan nak ni? Tanya-tanya.
G2 tu tak payah angkat ke atas tak?
G2 tak payah angkat ke atas. Maksud angkat tu macam mana?
G3.
G3 tak payah sebab G3 ni, G3 dia macam ni. Konsep G3 kita ni macam ni. G3 kalau 1 over 1 campur TS, di sini je. Dia taruh bawah. Ni konsep dia. Kalau tak ada 1 per TS, ni konsep dia. Z naik atas. Dia tak boleh angkat. Tak boleh straight. Straight tu hanya 1 over S ataupun S saja. Tengok sistem dia. Faham tak?
Tadi kenapa kita shift ke atas lah?
Shift yang mana? Yang tadi tu?
Yang
G2
tadi tu
sebab shift ke atas, sebab kita nanti last kali baru kita shift. Sebab G ni represent as gain. Last kali gain. Okay, tak apa, tak nampak lagi. Tak apa, biar dulu. Okay, sekarang macam ni. Sekarang kita ada G1, G2 and G3. Tahu? Okay, G1 ni last sebab dia gain. Dia nanti dia akan mempengaruhi ataupun dia will support all these two system ni sebab dia gain. Kita akan gainkan dia. Kita akan multiplykan dia sebab dia hanya satu line saja yang represent as the gain. Okay. Sekarang ni we have two line. We have G2 and G3. Okay. Apa kita nak buat? We need to combine all this. But G1 last. G1 ni last. Jangan. Kita combine dulu G2 and G3. Nak combine apa? Okay, dalam bahasa mudah, easy way is to combine the gradient. Okay, kalau kita lihat kat sini, kita nak combine line ni, nak combine gradient. So bila kita lihat kat sini negative 0.1 until 2 we only have this line. Okay, gradient. So jadi nak tak nak kita pun ambil lah color lain, gariskan sini sampai sini. But after 2, okay, after 2 we have two line, we have two gradient. One gradient is represent as negative 20, one gradient is represent as negative 20 juga. Jadi maksudnya kat sini kita ada negative 40, negative 40. Jadi nak tak nak kena combine dua ni untuk jadikan negative 40. Sekarang kita dah ada kat sini negative 20 sampai kat sini. Lepas je kat sini nanti dia akan jadi negative 40. Jadi awak kena kira kat sini. Okay, kena kira 40. Kena kira 40. Kat mana 40 dia? So jadi per cycle. So negative 2 until 20 is per cycle. Sini kalau kita lihat kat sini sampai sini cycle. So jadi nak kena cari 40. Jadi bila cari 40 awak kena carilah, kena kira lah. So now we have one scale is negative 20. So negative 20, so awak kena kira. So sampai sini kena cari 40 lah. So kat sini 20, 40. Lebih kurang kat sini lah. So ambil pembaris daripada sini pergi sini. Nanti awak akan dapat macam ni. Ni. So maksudnya okay, ni hanya 2 saja, baru 2, G2 and G3 combine with gradient. So from here okay, until start from 0.1 until 2 we don't have any gradient involved. Only one gradient. Yang ni saja yang dominate. Okay. After 2.2 omega we have two gradient. 1 and 2. We have negative 20 for G3, negative 20 for G2. So jadi nak tak nak kita kena campur gradient ni, dia akan jadi negative 40. Jadi bila jadi negative 40, kita akan kena cari per cycle. Kita dah tak ada masalah per cycle dia after 2. Jadi 2 pergi kepada 20, awak kena kira je bawah ni 40. So dapat je 40, awak akan tanda. Okay, lepas tu apa pula? After finish combine G2 and G3, lastly you will shift all this system to G1. Sekarang ni our gain of G1 is 14, lebih kurang 14. So now move this dash line to 14. Jadi awak naik kat sini, naik 14, naik 14, ambil 3 point je. Ambil point ni, point ni, point ni, gantikan, nanti awak akan dapat last. The total of the line of both diagram you will get macam ni. Ni. Naik shift je. Okay, soalan.
Doktor boleh ulang balik G2 dengan G3 punya combination lah.
Combine ni kita combine gradient. Kita combine gradient. Maksudnya kita akan combine kecurunan. Sekarang ni kecurunan kalau kita lihat kat sini tak ada. Okay, kalau kita tengok kat sini kita tengok kat sini. Okay, sekarang ni kita ada dua line. Kecurunannya hanya yang G1 ni dia memang layan sampai habis. Sebab tu konsep dia. Tapi G3 ni layan, dia pecah hanya pada dekat sini je. Yang lain semua straight line. Okay, sekarang ni daripada 0.1 sampai 2 kecurunan dia kosong untuk G3. Jadi sekarang yang menang adalah G2. Jadi kita kena ikut sajalah daripada sini sampai sini. Sampai sini. Boleh? Siapa tanya saya? Zauhid
Amirul.
Amirul, okey Amirul. Sampai 2. Lepas 2 ni Amirul, kita ada 2 kecurunan yang baru. Maksudnya 2 kecurunan yang sentiasa berlaku. Maksudnya yang berlaku. Lepas 2 ni, kecurunan pada G2 ni dah memang dia je layan. So G3 ni baru dia nak pecah. Pecah tapi ada kecurunan. Jadi 2 kecurunan ni kena campur. Bila campur, kita kena cari dia negatif 40 lah. Sebab negatif 20 campur dengan negatif 20, negatif 40. Dekat mana? Dekat satu cycle. So jadi sekarang ni kita ada titik persilangan kat sini. So apa yang akan berlaku adalah awak kena cari, okay, awak kena cari satu cycle. So kita tanda kat sini per cycle is 20. Sini. So jadi cari dia negatif 40. Awak kena bilang ni jatuh ke bawah 40. Okey kat sini. So ambil pembaris, baru garis. Start daripada lepas 2 ni kat sini adalah combine antara G2 dengan G3. Boleh Amirul?
Boleh tak?
Baik, okey, dah selesai dah ni. So bila dah selesai ni, okey, apa yang berlaku? Bila dah selesai ni, lepas tu dah dapat double dash double dot ni, line ni, so baru kita shift. Then we shift to our gain G1. So kita kena naikkan semua 14. Naikkan 14, naikkan 14, naikkan 14. Nanti awak akan dapat macam ni. This is the final kita punya line. Boleh? Okey, ni latihan ni, nanti contoh ni saya akan bagi. Okey, so dah lepas ni, apa nak buat lagi? So then, selesai benda ni, barulah, okay, we go to define the phase. So we go to the phase. So phase, just tak ada masalah lah, just ikut jalan point yang kita dah tanda tu. So jadi awak akan dapat lah phase macam ni. Awak akan dapat lah phase macam ni. Okey, ni okay, yang tadi tu reference lah, negative 20 sampai sini. And then you need to come out with negative 40. Sebab apa? Ada negatif, ada negatif. Okey. Okey, ada lagi tak soalan?
Doktor, untuk omega tu kan, tak boleh letak kiri sekali lah, kena kanan sikit, 0.1 tak boleh betul-betul kat kosong dia punya point tu omega.
Point macam mana? Oh, yang ni untuk ni? Dia ni, dia sebab gain, dia tak letak kosong. Kalau letak kosong nanti kita nak kali tak boleh lah kan. So dia kena ada something. Maksud kata awak letak kat sini 0.2, nanti akan jadi 2, akan jadi 20, akan jadi 200. Tahu? Sebab dia per cycle. Kalau awak letak kosong, nanti kita gain kat sini dah jadi 000. Dia mesti ada value. Benda dia bergerak-gerak. Dia ni omega ni, dia bukan macam kita start pada kalau graf biasa tu start pada kosong lah, sebab dia berurutan 0, 1, 2, 3. Tapi yang ni dia gain. Bila gain, okay, sebab dia cycle. Bila dia cycle, we have need value. Kita ada value satu. Some cases setengah cases ada juga kita kena start dengan 0.01. Sebab apa? Sebab kat sini 0.01, we have 0.1 and we have 1. Sebab apa? Sebab we have titik pecah 0.5. Macam tu lah, kat tengah-tengah. Nanti kita tengok, okay, tak apa, biar dulu. Okay, sekejap saya tunjuk dulu. Okay, this is the concept how to write ataupun how to draw both diagram. So you just concentrate on 3 system cukup, enough 3 or 4. Okay, saya tengok, saya tunjuk lagi satu contoh juga. Yang banyak sikit, yang a lot of G. Tapi jangan buat, jangan buat, tengok saja dulu. Sekejap saya share. Sekejap mana pula. Oh, okey, sekejap. Okey. Sekejap, saya tunjuk sikit saja. Okey. Okay. Alright. Cep. Mana tu? Baru pukul 9 tak pukul 8 ni. Okay, nampak ni. Kejap. Okay. So, you can see here. Jadi kalau kita lihat kat sini, awak jangan ni tau. Awak tengok, dengar je. Jangan ni, dia agak pening sikit tapi tak apa. Awak really nak nampak macam mana keadaan dia. Tapi dalam periksa janganlah sampai 5, 4, 3 cukup. You just focus on 3 system. No need to until 4 mengarut. Okay, bukan mengarut. Macam mana? Maksudnya tak ada masa nak buat. Buat apa nak tanya nyanyak. Okay, sekarang this is our system. So this is our system. So from here, this system, if we can see here, we can divide by many subsystem. So for in this case, we can say ataupun kita akan estimate 5G. G1 is represent as gain, G2 1 per S, G3 is 1 plus 0.5, G4 1 plus 10S, G4, G5 is 1 plus S2. Okay, ni daripada sini tu olah so you describe in term of phase and gain. So dah dapat lah, so in term of phase and gain. Okay, daripada sini ada apa-apa soalan tak awak nak tanya? Katalah kita ada 5 sistem. Let's say we have 5 system. Then from this 5 system, you need to come out with the gain concept and phase concept. So kita kena come out lah equation of the gain and equation of the phase. Ada soalan? Ish, pagi ni senyap ni. Awak ada cedera apa-apa semalam ujian? Zikri? Amirul?
Ya dah.
Ya, kenapa senyap kan hari ni? Awak ada test ke semalam?
Ada.
Test apa?
QS.
Alah, QS. Baca je. Kenapa? Susah ke? Oh, awak industri Awak industri subjek awak student industri dengan production
Yes.
Oh, ya. Mechanical tak ada sini?
Mechanical industry.
Mechanical industry. Okey, baik. Boleh lah. Okey, patutlah. Okey, baik. Okey, tak apa. So, jadi kita kena buat. Awak kena buat ni. So, jadi tak ada masalah So, kita ada 5 line. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 line. So, selepas tu kita kena come out with the phase. So phase ni tak ada masalah. Phase 1 plus phase 2 plus phase 3, phase 4 and phase 5. So kita dah dapat. So awak pun dapat lah ni. Nanti kejap. Jangan tengok pergi line. Tengok dulu ni. Okay ni. Okay ni. So carilah mana-mana omega. So jadi related to our case and then you will get the phase. Okay. Dah selesai. Dapat dah markah yang dekat situ untuk theoretical. Okay. So now kita nak garis. So now kalau daripada sini lah, awak dah boleh buat dah. Awak dah boleh buat dah sikit-sikit. Sekejap. Comment. Okey, contoh lah. Contoh lah. Yang ni. Kalau yang ni lah, gain ni tak ada masalah kan. So jadi dia akan jadi macam ni je lah. Ni G1. Tak boleh lah lukis ni, tak bagus. Sekejap. Sekejap saya sekejap. Tak bagus. Sekejap kenapa tak best. Sekejap. Okey. Okey. Kalau kita lihat kat sini, dia kata G1. G1 adalah 10. G2 adalah 1 per S. G3 adalah 1 campur 0.5 S. G4 adalah 1 campur dengan 1 campur 10 S. G5 adalah 1 per 1 campur 2 S. Okay. So kita dah dapat dah benda ni. So kita dah secara tak langsung, awak dah boleh tahu dah. Dia ni garisan dia macam mana. Kalau G1, garisan dia macam mana? Garisan dia terus saja. Ni G1. Garisan G2 dia akan silang pada 1. Dah selesai dah. G3 dia sebab dia 1 bukan 1 per. Jadi dia akan naik, dia akan naik macam ni. Pada berapa? Pada 1 per 1 per T. So, yang ni dengan ni sama. Dia akan pergi sini, dia akan pergi sini. So jadi yang ni adalah 1 per 1 per T. So ni dah tak ada masalah dah. Awak dah ada line kat sini. Awak buat konsep pun tak apa. Buat contek-contek kat tepi-tepi ni pun tak apa. Okay, sekarang kita nak masuk kepada sistem kita. So jadi sistem kita ni. So sekarang ni kita nak sistem kita. Okay, sekarang ni kalau kita lihat kat situ. Okay. Kenapa dia start dengan 0.01? Kenapa dia buat 0.1 kat sini? 1 dan 10. Tadi kita buat 0.1. Kita balik semula kepada sini. Kalau kita lihat kat sini, titik pecah dia. Kalau sini breakpoint is 1. Breakpoint here is 2. Breakpoint here is 0.1. Breakpoint here is 0.5. Jadi bila 0.1, kita nak buat dekat sini 0.1, dia buat kat sini. Betul? Dia jatuh kat sini. Tak nak lah kalau bila kita nak bagi dia cantik. Nak bagi dia balance. So bila balance, so we need to start at 0.01. So 0.1 here. 1 here and 10 here. So jadi tak ada masalah lah. Jangan buat 0.1 here, gerak garis pun pitik pecah pun sini. Tak boleh. Tak bagus lah, tak elok. So jadi kena buat. Sebab kita dah ada 0.1 and 0.5. 2, 3, 4, 5 here sini. So jadi ada satu lagi 1 dan 2. Ada 4 garisan. So now, garisan pertama. Okay, sekarang garisan pertama is G1. Okay, selesai. Garisan G2. G2 is 1 over S. Okay, selesai. 1 over S here is 20. Garis je. Dapat G2. G3. G3 pun tak ada masalah. So we have 1 over 0.5 tu kan. 0.5S. So ambil sini, layan sampai 2 pecah. So jadi dia akan come out with negative 20. So dapat layan kat sini. Okay, selesai dah G2. G3. Ni dot-dot ni cuma dia nak buat reference untuk nak dapatkan gradient je. Bukan apa Okay. So jadi awak boleh padam balik pun kalau dah siap. Tak apa. So G4. G4 sini. Negatif 0.1. So ambil G4. Pecah pada 0.1. Negatif 20. Zah sini. So G5. G5 sama. Negatif 5. Wah. Okay. Sekarang ni kita nak combine ni. All G5 ni. G1 ni last kali. Last kali baru kita consider. Kita hanya combine dulu G2, G3, G4, G5. So nak combine apa? Kita nak combine gradient. So kalau kita lihat kat sini sepanjang 0.1 sampai dah 0.1. 0.01 hingga 0.1. Ada tak gradient selain daripada G2? Tak ada. Kita hanya sampai sini je. We only have this. Okay. After 0.1. Okay. After 0.1. Until where? Until 0.5. Kita ada kat sini. Lepas 0.5 ni dah banyak dah gradient dia. Kita ambil sikit-sikit dulu. So start from 0.1 until 0.5 we only have 2 gradient. Negative 20, negative 20. So kita kena ubah kat sini dah jadi negative 40. So kena kira lah. Sini ambil kat sini negative 40. Negative 40 somewhere sini lah. So ambil sini garis. Sampai sini. Dapat sini. Sini sampai sini. Okay. Tapi kena tengok. Sebab dia negatif 0.1 hingga 1 is one cycle. Is negative 40 here. Kan? Tapi dia hanya berlaku dekat sini saja. So nanti awak ambil garis sini sampai sini sajalah. After 0.5 we have 3 gradient. Until where? Until 2. Kat sini ada 3 negatif 20, negatif 20, negatif 20. So jadi nak kena ada negatif 60. So nak kena layan pula negatif 60 sini. Lepas tu nanti ada lagi, lepas 2 ni ada lagi positif pula. Jadi negatif 40 balik. So jangan buat benda ni, saya cerita je dulu. What it happen in dalam sistem ni. So apa kita buat adalah kita akan buat. So jadi awak akan jadi macam ni. So negative 20, negative 40, negative 60 and then they will go to negative 40 balik. Sudah dapat benda ni, then you will up G1 ni. So awak kena upkan benda ni. So upkan G1. So all up will be 14. So up ni dah last dia. Okay. Dah selesai last ni. Okay. Untuk latihan kita buat 3 je. 3, 4 cukup. 3 pun dah cukup dah. Dah pening dah. So jadi kita buat 3 je. Yang ni 5 sebab saya nak tengok. Saya nak tunjuk bahawa benda ni kena combine. So bila kita dah selesai benda ni, baru kita buat face. Face yang tadi tu lah. So you will get face. And then you will got this. Yang ni. Last kali nanti gunalah magic in ke you need to highlight your final gain. Okay. Ni selesai. Untuk 2 markah nanti. This is your once you finish this you will get 8 marks. And then 2 mark is to define the face margin and gain margin. Face margin and gain margin. So macam mana kita tengok contoh lagi. Okay, katalah kita dah buat ni contoh. Okay, contoh you buatlah tu didak kita nak buat apa. Okay, gain margin ni adalah macam ni. Sekarang you dah come out dah. You dah buat. Sekarang ni adalah final lane. Combine which all this line Okay, awak pun dapat lah. Okay, dah buat dah ni, dapat dah ni. Okay, sekarang ni the intersection of this omega to gain, ada silang je intersection ni, you akan screw bawa ke bawah. Bawa ke bawah, okay, go to the face. Ini adalah face margin. Face margin. Yang kita buat macam Nyquist tu kan. Nyquist dapat angle. Yang ni pun sama juga sebab kata tu. Jadi bila negatif 180, negative 180, you garis ni, you need to garis dulu untuk sebelum dapatkan nilai. So negatif 180 awak akan garis ni. Okay. So intersection this, intersection gain, you will get phase margin. Intersection negative 180, unjurkan kat sini, you move to this gain line, you will get gain margin. So jadi gain margin and phase margin in one graph. Dia agak susah sikit lah, tapi apa pun awak kena cari juga yang ni. Nanti dapat ni. Jadi maksudnya ni, nanti kita akan buat latihan dalam hari Khamis untuk nak dapatkan phase margin dengan gain margin saja. Untuk yang the rest nanti kita akan buat latihan. Untuk sekarang ni kita hanya nak bagi tahu saja konsep. I will show you to how to draw the board diagram. So board diagram you just concentrate on figure ni. Figure apa? Bukan figure, maksudnya exercise 3 system. Enough 3 system. We have G1, G2, G3. So you need to combine first G1, G2 and G3 based on the gradient, and then after you combine all the gradient are related to system, and then you shift to the end line based on our G1. So jadi awak kena mainkan. This is our final. So our final. Okay, kena lihat. So kalau kita lihat kat sini, if we are looking for phase margin, then intersection of this, you lunjurkan kat sini, this is this is 180, gariskan dulu here, and then here this is this is our phase margin, and then gain margin, intersection of negative 180, sini ke atas sini, it will go to here. Maksudnya kat sini adalah gain margin kat sini. Ada soalan tak? Nanti gain margin, phase margin kita akan we will do the exercise on Thursday. Okay kelas, ada soalan? Saya dah bagi video kan, nanti awak buat tengok video tu sambil-sambil. Kalau tak faham tanya je. So next week dah holiday, 1 week. So maybe we'll have class, tengoklah macam mana, tapi kena I will make one day extra class. One day extra class to at least we try to do some revision, on question 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then because of another week you dah start your exam. Sekejap je, macam-macam. Sama je, COVID ke tak COVID ke, masa lebih kurang sama je. Tak, kita punya jadual masih lagi lah. Masa tu terlalu cepat. Banjir lah, apalah. Susah, kesian. Okey, ada soalan tak? Semua letih ni, tak tahu apa yang dia dera ni buat ni. Last, soalan?
Tak ada soalan.
Tak ada soalan. Ayo. Okey. Lain? Soalan apa nak tanya? Tanya lah cepat. Lagi 9.40 je berhenti. Aku penat ni. Tapi seorang je nanti, lain tak tahu buka tak buka. Mana nak fikir. Doktor tak tahu kami punya masalah. Amirul, selalu Amirul. Amirul ada juga. Amirul ni, Danish ni, Zikri ni. Wafi? Wafi dia tanya juga. Hari ni diam Wafi. Kenapa Wafi? Puasa kan?
Tak tahu tanya apa doktor.
Ya Allah. Ya ke? Tak tahu nak tanya. Aduh. Cepat lain. Ikong. Joni. Zenish. Azman. Nizam. Ni pun tak ramai ni datang ni. Okey. So awak kena buat benda tu tau. Nanti saya akan share dalam WhatsApp group yang contoh ni awak kena buat. Awak tak buat, awak tak boleh. So buat, cubalah buat dalam yang ni pun boleh. Selalu ni lah. Ni tapi banyak, tapi awak kena hati-hati kat sini. You need to be very careful. Sebab benda ni dia tak, bukan apa kecil kan. Macam yang saya contoh tu dia macam ada ni sikit lah. Sebab nak bagi awak jelas. Kalau buat benda ni nanti boleh. Tapi kecil tapi kena ni. Kalau contoh tadi, awak kena buat lah 0.1 boleh juga. Tapi nanti awak hanya kelukis kat sini je lah. Kat sini dah tak ada apa lah. Tapi kalau sistem kita sampai 4 ke 5 sedap lah. Tapi kalau sistem kita tu ada 3 je macam contoh yang ni kan. Yang ni awak boleh lah nak buat 0.01 sini pun boleh. Tak ada masalah lah. Boleh belajar tak ada masalah. So buat tau. Yang ni tolong buat. Contoh 4, contoh 5 ni tolong buat. Okay, nanti kita dah buat benda ni, nanti saya akan bagi 2-3 soalan. Okay, nanti awak dah familiar benda ni, nanti nak dapat face margin, image ni senang. Cuma nak ni je, nak familiar kan campur kecerunan je. Kecerunan 1, ni kecerunan G2, G3 ni. Sebab dia adalah hasil tambah kecerunan. So, bila yang hasil campur kecerunan ni bukannya straightforward pula. Sebab dia bersilang tu di point yang lain. Macam contoh dia bersilang dekat point sini. Point sini ni dah shift berapa ni. So nak cari negatif 40. So awak kena kira lah kat sini panjang ni 40. So bila 40 pergi kepada satu cycle. So now to go to 20 somewhere here lah. So jadi barulah nak garis. Yang tu je susah. Bukan susah macam mana nak kira tu. Sebabnya satu adalah masalah adalah graf ni terlalu kecil. Jadi bila kecil kan awak bayangkan macam ni. Awak nak buat macam mana kalau 40? Macam ni kan. Ni macam ni. Ni. Macam ni kan. Satu kepada yang kat sini. So kat ni yang kecil ni lagi lah. So jadi nak kena agak-agak. Sebab dia ni. Dia punya frekuensi ni frekuensi. Jadi maksudnya tu yang kita letak dB tu semi-log dia panggil semi-log. Jadi kurang-kurangnya nampak lah gambaran dah okey. Cuma sayang lah awak kena benda ni tapi itulah sebab exam ni dia tak ada jawab ni awak kena jawab satu-satu. Question 1 jawab dulu, lepas habis dah submit question 2 pula, betul rehat sekejap, petang pula sambung. Kira adalah masa macam tu. Kalau exam betul face to face awak kena within 2 hours 3 hours tu awak kena cari yang mana yang awak score. Jadi nak tak nak yang ni kena compulsory lah. Awak kena ni jugalah, you need to answer jugalah benda-benda macam ni. Jadi adalah masa. Tapi dia akan bagilah dalam 40 minit untuk buat graph. So kena cover. So root locus must compulsory you need to score. Kalau nak A tu selalunya 3 question you need to dapat jawab lah. Selalu boleh kontrol ni tak ada masalah sangat. Cuma masalahnya adalah kalau tak buat latihan nanti dia lupa. Bila lupa nanti last minute tu lah dia akan confuse lah. Soalan 1 saya rasa tak ada masalah. Soalan 1 adalah untuk lukis je. Lukis tu pun masa kan. So fokus pada Mason and also come up with block diagram. Okay, block diagram. Soalan 2 calculation tu a lot of formula you need to remember. Soalan 3 tak ada masalah pun sama, naik root locus. Soalan 4 ni book diagram ni. So gunalah beberapa color untuk nak combine. Okey, ada soalan.
Doktor, kalau final berapa sistem ada dalam ni?
Selalu 3 atau 4. Selalu 3 lah. Tapi sem tahun lepas banyak kot, 4 ke 5. Tahun ni tak banyak lah. Dalam 3, 4 yang tu lah. Ada 3 line atau 4 line lah. Selalu macam tu lah. Selalu 3 line lah. 3 atau 4. Nanti kita tengok soalan-soalan. Tapi sebelum ni dia ada buat banyak kat tu. 5 tapi tak kot. Semi dia tak. Dia tak berapa sangat lah. Semi tak. Saya rasa tak ada. Soalan pun tak tengok lagi tapi tahu saya 3 lah nanti. Fokus lah pada contoh 4 contoh 5. Contoh 6 tak payah sampai 5 nak buat apa. Buat kepala, buat ni je. Buat ni dululah. Buat 3 start system. Betul nanti saya bagi lagi soalan. Nanti kita buat. Okay, sekejap lagi saya bagi ni. Sekejap lagi saya bagi soalan. I will share you one example question. You need to draw line, book diagram, and then we will discuss on Thursday. Boleh? Saya bagi 2 soalan, tapi first soalan tu kena buat untuk dibincangkan pada hari Khamis.
Boleh Doktor?
Saya bagi. Okay, boleh. So kalau awak buat, bonus lah. Kalau awak tak buat pun tak apa. Saya tak ada larang awak jadi engineer. Bukan saya. Saya sebagai ni je. Nak ajar je. Benda-benda macam ni kita tak payah paksa-paksa. Buat apa nak paksa-paksa diri sendiri. So okay. So selamat maju jaya. So I will give you the question. Please try to make by your own. Kalau apa-apa masalah boleh WhatsApp. Okay, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih Doktor.
Thank you.
Baik.